stablecoin and 5 tests. Do we really need 5 tests? So what I present you today are those 5 questions with hopefully easy answers, with pictures, where you can afterwards answer for yourself. Is it for you really only a hype, or is there really something substantially in there for you and for your business? The first question. So, do stablecoins offer an incremental, so an additional value compared to the existing forms of money? So, the road on the left-hand side needs an upgrade. Stablecoins and some digital assets are more on the right-hand side. When you look at cross-border payments, for instance, compared to traditional payment rails, it's much, much faster. So it's milliseconds versus a couple of business days, again, when you transfer money cross-border to other jurisdictions. Reduced transaction costs. Then also enhanced transparency. It's on-chain and it stays there forever. You even can do with some smart contracts. And the last point, when it comes to stablecoins, global accessibility and financial inclusion. Second question, what about the use cases? Nowadays we see that especially in crypto trading and DeFi, stablecoins are used. But what about other use cases? I'm comparing it with the internet times. When the first book was sold via Amazon, you could have imagined that nowadays people like influencers are using this to make money. So what I'm basically saying is that when a new technology hit, like the internet, no one had a clue that 20 years later, with Instagram, we might see some influencers that make a good living out of it. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, some AI agents will help us to exchange money, to buy something, to invest into something. So, again, let's see where we are with this technology, stablecoins, digital assets, together with agents and DeFi in 10 years from now. Maybe we experience the same what internet experienced with Instagram. Completely new use cases and revenue streams. Third question, revenue streams and real business models. Again, having a nice use case doesn't mean that you earn money with it. So, I brought this picture here. Because last year, 2024, Theta had the same net revenue, net income than Goldman Sachs. The difference is Theta were back in the days like last year, 100 people. Goldman had thousands of people and a bigger balance sheet and so on. And this was always the opening argument why a board of a bank or a payment service provider or the traditional world of finance should look at the topic. Because how could it be that a small company like Theta with 100 people in a domain that is finance, the main domain of the Goldmans of this world, earn as much money as Goldman? And that's the reason for this slide here. That's why so many big brands and names are now looking into stablecoins together with tokenized deposits. Next question, regulatory drivers. So we all know MiCA, the Genius Act, when it comes to stablecoin. I thought that this picture is quite interesting. As we know, the US used the stablecoin as an opportunity to steer their own finances as a country. In Europe, the banking lobby were quite stronger. In Europe, you can invest or have to invest into deposits of another bank or into central bank deposits. There are also some tricks how you can keep the deposits and still issue a stablecoin, but this is, let's say, in the gray area. But it's more considered not the stablecoin itself, but from the CBDC side. So they considered a stablecoin in Europe a threat to the digital euro. Nowadays, they changed it a little bit, and some of the regulators are thinking of, okay, what could be the coexistent now? I mean, look, for instance, at China, they're pushing their own CBDC. That's it. Yeah? When you look at US, they are pushing stablecoins and stopped the CBDC program. So you have both extremes, and then all the countries are somewhere in between US and China, I would say, with some movements over time. Again, what I said already, will there be a coexistence of a CBDC and tokenized deposits / stablecoins? This might be the picture of, in 1 year, of the various stablecoins that we have, of the various pilots of CBDCs, of the traditional fiat money. I will also see that companies that are taking care to exchange from stablecoin to stablecoin or from stablecoin to fiat and so on in the most cheapest way will be the winners, but there will be an aquarium like this probably. I would also see that this will be harmonized and a couple of stablecoins will merge together to one stablecoin. So what I'm basically saying, I expect PSPs, banks, countries with CBDCs, but also the big techs to have meaningful stablecoin offerings, which could be a substitute then for money that we have at the moment. So we answered now the 5 questions with my funny pictures.